Alright guys, welcome to Talmadge Elementary staff. So yesterday I was talking to you about the Shark and the Goldfish book by John Gordon. And I don't know if you guys are familiar, but with John Gordon, he did the energy bus and also the E plus R equals O, which is event plus response equals outcome. Actually, in this book, he has a formula that's almost identical to that, so that's kind of where that statement's coming from. I was going to do 2 chapters, but I'm only going to do 1 because there's a bunch in this chapter. So where we left off in this book, the shark and the goldfish, positive ways to thrive during waves of change, we talked about how the goldfish was swept into the ocean. And so he was not eating, and he was at the bottom of the ocean, and he met up with the shark, and the shark had asked him, what he was doing, and the goldfish basically said that I have a problem, I'm not being fed. And the shark told him that's not a problem, that's a choice. You have to decide whether you're a goldfish or you're a shark. So that's where we left off, and in the next chapter, the goldfish decides that he's going to be a shark. So he's willing to make that commitment. During the process, when the shark and the goldfish are talking to each other, basically the goldfish says, "This isn't going to work because I'm so small and I'm in this big ocean, and all the negatives come into play with all the obstacles of his situation being in the ocean." So the shark basically tells him that you need to stop because you are not a goldfish, you are a shark. So from that point, the shark, one of the things in this book, the shark, they use their shark teeth to write on coral and different rocks, and that's how the book describes that's how sharks lose their teeth and they go ashore. So on one of the pieces that the shark wrote, he says that you have more control than you think you do. So then they both dive into the principle, because all that negativity with the goldfish, the shark wanted to let him know that basically the positive shark formula was events plus a positive response equals an outcome. So E plus R equals O. This one was E plus positive response equals outcome. So once that formula gets established for the goldfish, the shark was talking about how it's all about the perspective. So we're talking about this big wave that goes in and it sucks the goldfish up into the ocean. So that was that event that occurred, and now it's whether or not the goldfish is going to embrace. So this chapter is all about embracing the ride and the waves of change. So I want, if you have paper near you, because I think what's interesting is he asks questions during this process. So if you have a piece of paper and a pencil, I want you to write these bullets. What can I learn from this experience is the first one. How can I grow stronger and better because of it? What opportunities does this situation present? What do I want? And then what positive actions do I need to take? So this was asked to the goldfish, and the shark reiterates in bold letters. It's almost as if the wave of change gives us the opportunity to start over. So I think these are some really good points in this whole chapter between the shark and the goldfish. And the goldfish now at this point, he has the formula. He's trying to change his mindset that he's not a goldfish, he's a shark. So before the shark in this chapter takes off, for the time being, the goldfish takes a shark's tooth, and what the goldfish does is he writes on 3 pieces of rock, and he writes notes to himself. He writes, "Adversity is not the end, but the beginning of something better." And then he also writes on 2 rocks, "If you think your best days are behind you, they are. If you think your best days are ahead of you, they are. And then right before the chapter, the next chapter is the title of it's called Stay Positive. So you have to accept the fresh start that you're given. So the Goldfish is writing this as well. And he's also ready to ride the wave that actually carried him in the ocean. So he's ready to get on board and look towards the future. So I think this is really good. I know that, with the junior high, with the E plus R equals O, right now I can tell everybody, I'm looking at our online, and I'm looking at all those components, the Facebook that's just getting more and more in depth with the different grade levels and what teachers are doing. I'm reading every night, which is a cool thing, and I'm getting some feedback and some responses on that. Actually, I'm doing a web page. I'm working on that as well. That's going to be able to combine all the things that are coming in. Like I have our librarians putting different sites for parents. So right now we're putting all this stuff on social media, and it's starting to back up everywhere. So it makes sense to make one specific website. So I have the template on that. I just need to work with certain people to pull it all together and be like, okay, what makes the most sense for all this, so that way everybody can access, whether you're a teacher, whether you're a parent, and then students as well. To finish up, that's change. It's amazing. So just think about where you were at prior to this to where you're at now. We are building a ton of skill, which is amazing because this is an opportunity. So I think we're growing from this as a staff, and so continue to do this because this is only the beginning. Continue to work to make this the best case scenario for our students because they do need this opportunity, and they're going to continue to need this opportunity. That being said, have a great day. I know that we have our grab-and-go lunches, so I'm getting ready to head to the building now, so to get all that, to be with the cafeteria workers. And then also let your parents know that the online is not mandatory. That's why we have the packets, and we also are looking at, the what-if scenarios. If this is a continued period of time, how are we going to be able to distribute more packets and more learning so that way parents can have access and students can have access? So it's not all about, like, this is not strictly online. So I know a lot of the parents are coming in with that, and I tried to make a statement on the Facebook page. If you see that statement on the Facebook page, you can copy that and connect it to your reminds just to continue to let them know. Okay? All right, we are Gales every day.